I power walk down to that pile of gummy bears and back. I should probably set the pile out further, or closer, so I can get at them.
Freaking meatwad, man. How you guys doing today? Guys doing well? Hopefully. So, I was like fighting a headache all day. Luckily, with me with headaches, like if I can focus on something, I don't think about like the throbbing. So, work kind of helped me get through that, but it was like one of those tiring things. Ooh, welcome to another Power Up podcast. It's a show that takes a look at what's happening in pop culture, keep ourselves up to date, take a look at the good, the bad, the ugly, with hopefully the goal of, at least reminding folks that, back in the day, we could be entertained for entertainment's sake, try to rekindle that nostalgia, and kind of just ponder what we can do in terms of bringing that back. Obviously, we can't really go back to the way things work, just, how time is. But who knows? Maybe we can. Maybe we can. But I got some articles here pulled up for you. If you're new to the show, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And we go live 8 p.m. Central Time pretty much every day for the most part. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do the show, whether that's with a guest or solo. And then we do game streaming. We're winding up on Mario and Luigi Brothership, starting up Tomb Raider, and we might start up Okami. So I need to play that game still. So again, if you enjoy the show, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications to get notified when I go live. And of course, check descriptions to check out my other social media. I'll just push that algorithm. Really appreciate it. Humbled and blessed people just come to hang out and chill with me. But let's go ahead and let's hop into it. So I'm seeing this online. This comes from that Park Place. Apparently, Mark Hamill somehow loses his pants at the BAFTA award show while presenting in a latest humiliation. Oh, Mark Hamill. Probably the number one person with the biggest Trump deranged syndrome out there. So Mark Hamill may have survived the two duels with Darth Vader, but he finally met his match at the BAFTAs, and that would be his own pants. In a moment more awkward than kissing your twin sister, Hamill's trousers abandoned ship mid-speech, dropping faster than Boba Fett in the mouth of the Sarlacc. As he scrambled to pull them up, the actor's shaky hands and panic expression seemed to imply that he had, quote, a bad feeling about this. Don't believe me? Check it out in the video below, then watch it over and over again. Well, let's go ahead and watch it.
So what makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. They create immersive cinematic landscapes that feel alive, whether they're set here in London or anywhere.
What happened? What happened? How did that happen? Mario Narfall wasted no time delivering a forceful blow on X. The man who lectures America on politics can't even keep his own pants up, he said. The force wasn't with him this time. Indeed, the man famous for battling the Empire was thwarted by a faulty waistband. Witnesses, including Timothy Chalamet and Ariana Grande, watched in disbelief as Hamill's dignity took a nosedive worthy of a TIE fighter crash. Hamill tried to pull them back up without too much fuss, but as a wise person once told them, do or do not, there is no try. Dang, this one, they're really going ham. But Hamill's pants aren't the only thing that's been slipping. In recent years, the Star Wars legend has become better known for political meltdowns than movie magic. His blunder is just the latest chapter in a saga of unhinged rants, including a now infamous appearance on the Politician podcast hosted by California Governor Gavin Newsom, Marshawn Lynch, and Doug Kendrickson. During the podcast, Hamill's behavior was more Joker than Jedi, which is what I always found funny, like the mindset and the attitude from these people. like relate to Joker, and then of course, they projected that onto Trump when, they tried to compare him like to the Joker and stuff like that. You guys remember that? I thought he like read some of his like speech or something in Joker's voice. Some stupid crap. So during the podcast, Hamill's, okay, like I said, disheveled, shaking, and slurring his words. He was probably drinking. He launched into a tirade against Trump's reelection with all the composure of Anakin Skywalker after being denied a seat on the council. I was devastated, Hamill lamented, setting the stage for a rant more tangible than his trousers. I can't even talk today, too. Man. I shouldn't be. I'll probably be slurring too, so guess we all fail at that. I'll admit that. Yeah, I'm bad at that as well. But anyway, on social media, Hamill's battles have been just as chaotic. He proudly admitted to muting critics faster than a Millennium Falcon can make the Kessel Run, saying, "I looked up one day and realized I've been muting people for 40 minutes." Even Hamill's family has tried to intervene. Daughter once pleaded with him to tone down his political tweets, but much like his waistband, Hamill rebelled. "I love my country and I feel it's my patriotic duty," oh brother, "to oppose the sociopathic." Dude, look into the mirror, man. These people think they do no wrong. It's insane. Pure insanity. I forget the other word, whatever it was. "With every fiber of my being," Hamill slurred. "Who cares if I lose a part in a movie because I hate the orange atrocity? I do, and I want people to know that." Dude, you will not lose any roles. It's the other way around. We all know conservatives get blacklisted. Like, eat my ass, Hamill. So the wardrobe malfunction feels like the perfect metaphor for Hamill's current state. A once revered hero now fumbling through the spotlight. From pants to politics, it seems Hamill just can't keep it together. One thing's certain, the Force may have been strong with Luke Skywalker, but for Mark Hamill, it's barely holding up his trousers. May the clean underwear be with you, Mark. You're going to need them. Well, zingers left and right there. So I thought that one was pretty funny. Let's watch it again.
So what makes us love cinema so much that we're all gathered here to celebrate tonight? For me, it's that films create worlds so vivid and stories so powerful that we lose ourselves in them completely. They create immersive cinematic landscapes that feel alive, whether they're set here in London or anywhere.
I want to know if anyone's like captured any of like the responses to what was happening. Here's this one that he talked.
To your question, I never became active until wanting to make sure that, first of all, I was devastated. I want to get rid of the Electoral College because Hillary beat him by 3 million votes, just a shy under 3 million. And
Of course, they all want to get rid of the electoral colleges because they would win every time. That's why they're there to begin with.
Gore beat W by 500,000, and it was making me crazy because I started reading about the Electoral College. Oh my God, this is remnants of slave days when they were trying to, proportion the.
Yeah, I'm sure you read a non-biased account.
Amount of votes with how many slaves you owned, and it's awful. But anyway, so that and Citizens United, I'd like to get rid of. But in any case, I started, as you said, you get most scorching hate tweets from the MAGA crowd. And when I was still on Twitter, I had to stop reading the responses. I wouldn't block anyone because then they could display Mark Hamill blocked you as a badge of honor. But I muted like a mofo. I would mute, I looked up one day and I said, oh my God, I've been muting people for 40 minutes. So once I realized how it was eating into my own time, I said, the only thing to do is don't read the response.
Yes.
You just can't. You can't. And someone said to
Amazing. Like, I love all this. It was all like, also funny too, because this is like he's acting like though this is some great epiphany that he just discovered, even though like so many people already do it. It's like you never thought about doing that. It's because you want the attention. Oh, brother. Hopping on over to Video Game Chronicle. So apparently, despite its big success, Marvel Rivals director and others have been laid off. The hero shooters US based developers have reportedly been hit with layoffs. Little over 2 months after its hugely successful launch, the US based developers behind Marvel Rivals, including its game director, have reportedly been hit with layoffs. Posting on his LinkedIn profile on Tuesday, NetEase's California based game director, Thaddeus Sasser, claimed that an unspecified number of Marvel Rivals American developers had been let go, including himself. This is such a weird industry, he wrote. My stellar, talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games, and we're just laid off. I don't know this person, but I pretty confident in saying that you probably helped build the monster that just fired you. You know? Thesher confirmed that level designer Gary McGee had been let go as part of the layoffs, while another designer, Jack Burrows, also confirmed that NetEase had let them go. Well, just got laid off from my job working on Marvel Rivals with NetEase, they wrote. It was an enormous pleasure to work with my American co-workers who joined me in this sad culling. Just couldn't dodge that big boot, I guess, no matter how big the success of the gig. Although Marvel Rivals does not have staff credits, it's understood that the game was developed by teams in China and Seattle, USA. According to Sasser's LinkedIn, the Seattle team specialized in game and level design. Marvel Rivals' most senior developer appears to be credited, or creative director Guiyang Gugangguang Chen. I tried my best, who often appears in diaries published by NetEase. The surprise layoffs follow what appears to have been a hugely successful launch for the hero shooter. Since its debut in December, Marvel Rivals has enjoyed consistently high player numbers on Steam. Circana analyst Pat Mescatella noted on Tuesday that Rivals is currently among the top 5 games in the U.S. weekly active users across PS5, Xbox Series, and Steam, according to its own player engagement tracker. It's been a massive hit and one of the few games that has been able to break through the live service wall, he wrote. I don't know, folks. Just don't know. When it released its first season last month, the game saw 644,269 players playing the game concurrently, launching it to number 14 in Steam's all-time high highest concurrent player counts. I just goes to show how off I am today, because I apparently can't read either. Can't talk, can't read. I am just a vegetable, apparently. Don't mind me, folks. I'm just sitting over here. This is higher than the popular titles like Apex Legends, Path of Exile 2, Helldivers 2, and GTA 5. So, commenting on the news, a Bungie employee claimed they heard the layoffs were part of a broad decision by NetEase to pull out of North America. Last month, it was confirmed NetEase had split from Vancouver-based Worlds Untold, the studio it founded with Mass Effect writer Mac Walters, 2023, as well as Seattle-based Jar of Sparks, the studio founded in 2022 by Xbox veteran Jerry Hook. And cinematic director John Ebinger wrote, the only insight I can possibly add is that I heard NetEase is pulling all investments out of North America. Started last year. All these layoffs are all the NA design team. So then it appears no. It doesn't matter how successful your game is. Corporate policy created by geopolitical and trade relationships do. And then NetEase's remaining North American studios include California-based Bullet Farm, which was founded last year with Call of Duty Black Ops designer David Vonderhaar. Before that, NetEase founder Anchor Point with Control's lead designer with studios Spain and Seattle. If every one of them is being laid off minus the California base, then it just goes to show that it's, apparently a certain ideology is the only people that get get avoided, but that's kind of turning around too, because, you know, with DEI being cut off and all that stuff, you know, at a federal level, you know, government funding and whatnot. Who knows? Probably going to see a lot more layoffs. Spain and Seattle. NetEase also has an Austin, Texas-based studio, T-0, which is creating a sci-fi MMO game, and Bad Brain Game Studios, a company co-founded in Canada by Ubisoft veterans. Outside of North America, NetEase co-founded the new studios from Like a Dragon designer Toshihiro Nagoshi and Resident Evil producer Hiroyuki Kobayashi, and invested in Suda 51's Grasshopper manufacturer. And then Video Game Chronicle has asked NetEase for comment on this story, and I doubt they will get a comment. Well, there you go. Crazy times happening with the video game industry. Is it needed? I'm getting to the point where, yeah, probably. I mean, what do you do when you have a bad foundation? You got to tear it down and rebuild a better foundation, preferably one on, like, you know, like what Scripture says, on the solid rock, as opposed to sand. Hey, Coat Manga, what's up? It's needed. It's needed indeed. So, here is an article by Tech for Gamers, and this is stating that Ubisoft is confident in Assassin's Creed Shadows launch date. No more delays planned. Assassin's Creed Shadows was initially announced for release in 2024, but as we know, they moved it to 2025 to, you know, under the claim of more polished experience. The game then suffered another delay when it confirmed a March 20 launch. And then just over a month before this release, many fans have shown concerns about another potential delay. Fortunately, a new report indicates no such plans are currently in place, and Assassin's Creed Shadows is likely to launch on March 20th, like it stated. Ubisoft is betting everything on Assassin's Creed Shadows' success, so the publisher is expected to ensure the game arrives in the best possible state. Well, I mean, you still have Yasuke in there, so, I mean, it's not in the best possible state. See, that's the funny thing, is they're doing all this to try to hopefully make money at the end, but the main problem is still there, and that is Yasuke. A character that no one asked for, except for the people who are like, well, the George Floyd thing happened, so you know what we need to do? We need to get a character to represent that, you know? And lo and behold, the gods bestowed upon them Yasuke. It was everything they wanted. Hardly any information about him. Only information about him was done by some guy who made up most of the stuff. And therefore, they could just spit on the entire Japanese community. So yeah, you remove this fucker out of the game, then maybe we can talk. But you're not going to. Even no matter how many times it's like, oh, you can now choose a lot more. And, you know, now one protagonist, you know, has a lot more going for it than the other one. It's like, well, one shouldn't even be in there to begin with, you know? It's reported by a reliable insider gaming. The reliable insider gaming? What is the insider gaming? That like... Home of gaming news. There's some people I follow. They're following it. Maybe that's another source we can check out. Game is said to be, quote, pretty much done. It's pretty much done. And nearly every developer involved is hopeful that there will be no additional delays. According to the report, reviews will also be available 1 month from now. The report states that reviews will go live March 18th, around my birthday, giving users 2 days to decide whether Assassin's Creed Shadows is worth pre-ordering. Meanwhile, Ubisoft's comment indicate the game's current pre-order numbers are solid. Yeah, sure. Thunder and Craig showed the numbers, and a lot of people are canceling their pre-orders. They won't tell you that, though. Assassin's Creed Shadows is also expected to go gold sometime this week. Well, what does that mean? Games typically reach this milestone a month before the release, so the same should be true of Ubisoft's latest blockbuster. Oh, they're like, oh, it should be. All in all, it seems the stage is now set for Assassin's Creed's return to the industry. Oh, tech for gamers. I do like some of the stuff they do, but we can kind of see where they kind of side with stuff, and some of it's just funny. Like, oh, you silly, you stupid asshole. I want to say the game is dead on arrival. I think it's been dead for a while. There's going to be some scrubs out there that they're just going to lap it up regardless. But I definitely think it's any traction they thought they were going to get, they're not going to get it now because of the whole Yasuke thing. Like the damage, to me, the damage has been done. So you can go ahead and try to polish it as much as you can. The damage has been done. You can only polish a turd for so much until you can accept the fact of, oh yeah, I guess we should stop putting all this effort in polishing a turd and actually polish like a trophy or something, you know? Maybe not the best analogy in terms of like turd and trophy. They both started with teeth and they both, I mean, can be polished, I guess you could say. So hopping back to that Park Place. So we read about Mark Hamill. Now old Tom Hanks sparks backlash among conservatives for portrayal of MAGA supporter on SNL's 50th anniversary special, which I heard is not doing so good. The whole Ryan Reynolds thing is happening there too, I thought. And then someone got upset and left. I can't remember. Like someone left. Maybe the article talked about it. So his recent appearance on SNL for its 50th anniversary special ignited a wave of controversy, with many criticizing the show for its portrayal of Trump supporters. Hanks, reprising his 2016 role as a white Trump supporter from a rural background, wore a MAGA hat and refuses to shake the hand of the black game show host, played by Kenan Thompson, in a skit parodying Black Jeopardy. Which is funny because, you know, Norm Macdonald came up, I believe, with Jeopardy and all that stuff because he wanted to play Burt Reynolds, I thought, and stuff. So, you know, these people, an original, you know, oh, let's just make it, you know, Jeopardy, but it's the black. Like, I always hate that. Stupid. It's so pathetic. Like, oh, we're going to take this, but it's the black people's version. It's like, dude, like, the same thing with, like, the gays and all that stuff. It's like, dude, what you add is nothing special. Like, it's so retarded. It's like actually write funny and clever stuff than just, oh, you know, copy and paste, Control C, you know, remove this, just make it the opposite version, and it'll be funny, right? It's like, ugh. But it has garnered so much controversy that people might check it out. Yeah, probably. Unless someone figures out how to crack it, then that'd be funny. I think that'd be hilarious. As far as I'm concerned, no one should be giving money for that game. But I would laugh my ass off if, like, Assassin's Creed Shadows was like the most pirated game. That'd be amazing. Just make them lose more money. It'd be beautiful. So the segment meant as a callback to a similar skit from 2016 that was initially well received. I'm sure, yeah, sure. Was met with far less enthusiasm this time around. In typical SNL fashion, the attempt to recapture the charm of the original instead drained any humor from the concept. It also comes across differently following the 2024 presidential election, where Hanks was a very vocal Kamala Harris supporter. Outkick founder Clave Travis took to X to voice his disapproval, stating, For its 50-year anniversary special, SNL had Tom Hanks play a racist Trump supporter afraid to shake a black man's hand. Fun fact, Trump's 2024 election win was the least racial divisive American election since 1964. That's the thing. Almost like the people who go around calling the other people racist are the actual real racist. Amazing. Others joined the choir, including Link Lauren, a former political advisor to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who labeled the skit a tired trope. Oh, that's an understatement right there. SNL has been a tired trope for a long time and attributed SNL's declining ratings to such content. Tom Hanks just came out on SNL in a MAGA hat, and for a bit where he acted like he didn't want to shake a black man's hand, Lauren posted, "The show wonders why their ratings are in the gutter. Trump won the popular vote. The tired trope that MAGA is racist is disgusting. SNL is an unfunny show of snobbish liberal elites." Well, they're faggots. Let's just be real here. They're a bunch of faggots that they can't write anything. I will give credit to where credit's due, where there can be like liberals out there who can write good solid comedy. I'm sure there was plenty back in the day, but like Democrats and liberals with the woke ideology are so pathetically unfunny. It's almost saddening. But for me, I find it really hard to shed tears for, a hive mind that leads to destruction. So I don't shed tears. I could care less. Man, just look at him too. How old is Tom Hanks, by the way? Because that man is old. The skit wasn't funny. I have no intention of watching it. How old is Tom Hanks? Let's see. Tom Hanks. 68. He's 68 and he's looking like that. I mean, I've kind of seen worse, but I just didn't. You ever notice how like these people just seem to get like more hollow on the inside? The post-election episode of SNL hosted by comedian Bill Burr averaged 4.4 million total viewers in 2024. That's a loss more than half of the 9.2 million viewers got in 2020, according to the Nelson research. Conservative influencer Kevin Dalton also weighed in, pointing to Trump's electoral success as proof that such portrayals are out of touch. Tom Hanks in a MAGA hat, horrified at the idea of shaking a black man's hand, tells you everything you need to know about what the left has learned since November. I mean, that's also a misstatement, too. It's not that they haven't learned. It's that they refuse to learn. Dude near 70. Since November, and why they will thankfully continue to lose landslide election after a landslide election for the foreseeable future. Yep. He's hollow for sure. Oh, yeah. Just those are the eyes of a guy dead inside. Well, that's what happened when you dance with the devil. He sucks your soul out. Hanks' original 2016 portrayal was praised for highlighting unexpected common ground between rural white Americans and black communities. I don't remember reading that, and maybe. But the latest skit has been derided as a hollow, hey, look at that, mean-spirited rehash by sore losers. Many critics argue that SNL's increasing reliance on political commentary and repetitive sketches has eroded its comedic value. Well, you have to be funny at first to have your comedic value eroded. These people are not funny. Adding fuel to the fire is the fact that Trump made significant gains with black voters in the 2024 election. About 3 in 10 black men under the age of 45 voted for Trump, roughly double the number he received in 2020, according to exit polls. This growing support within the black community makes SNL's portrayal of Trump supporters as inherently racist feel even more out of touch with many viewers. And then former cast members John Lovitz, Kevin Nealon, Sabahan, Fallon, Hogan recently shared their thoughts on the changing comedy landscape with Fox News Digital, noting that stand-up comedians have grown sharper and snarkier in recent years, a sentiment many feel is reflective in SNL's current tone. When I started comedy, it was totally different, Nealon said. And it was a totally different time and generation. It was not as much short attention span. I can look back at some of the sketches on SNL. They're a lot longer than they are now because of the short attention span. I think also comedy may have gotten a little bit more snarkier. Lovitz echoed his remarks, noting that late night comedy has been increasingly reliant on mining political discourse for humor. They become, way more political than they used to be, Lovitz said, with Jimmy Kimmel and with Seth Meyers and with Stephen Colbert. I know those guys. They're all extremely nice and they're all very talented and very funny, but they're focusing on politics. Jimmy Kimmel back in the day was okay. Like, I enjoyed him, watching, win Ben Stein's money. Remember that? Seth Meyers, I never thought was funny. Stephen Colbert, meh. SNL continues to lean heavily into political satire. This latest Tom Hanks backlash serves as yet another reminder that the once beloved late night comedy show is struggling to resonate with broader audiences. And then the article asks, how do you feel about his performance? Don't know, because I never saw it, nor do I want to see it. So fuck him. So, Video Game Chronicle article here. Apparently, Nintendo is ending its My Nintendo Gold Points Switch eShop reward scheme. Players will no longer be able to earn gold points when buying games on the Switch eShop. Apparently, this is going to be happening next month. The company launched its My Nintendo Rewards program in 2016 alongside the new Nintendo account system, allowing players to earn gold and platinum points, which could be exchanged for physical and digital goods. While platinum points are earned by performing various tasks, gold points are earned by buying software and can then be spent on discounts for future eShop purchases. While platinum points will continue, Nintendo has announced that gold points will end next month. So on March 25th, 2025, the ability to earn gold points will end, it's said in a statement on the My Nintendo website. After this date, players will no longer be able to earn gold points when purchasing digital software, either on the eShop or via a download code. According to the statement, players who already have gold points after March 25th will be able to use them before they expire. Gold points are valid for 12 months from the date they were earned. Oh, I think mine are probably like long gone. Gold points can also be earned by registering a new physical game on a player's Switch for the first time. This will still be possible as long as the game was released before March 25th, 2025. The game is registered less than 2 years after it was originally released in Europe and South Africa, 1 year in other countries. I just find it weird. It's like Europe, South Africa. I was like, oh, okay. Huh. An interesting combination there. Players will still earn gold points for any pre-orders they made before March 25th, even if the game releases after that date. We sincerely thank you for using the My Nintendo Rewards program and apologize for any inconvenience, Nintendo said. That's it? Was there a reason why? Is it because they're like, oh, people just want to... And then this news leads to an error. I just clicked this and there's an error. Okay. Well, that's kind of gay. Why they don't explain what the reason is? More information and is this the site? 6016 well, whatever. So this caught my eye. Another Tech for Gamers article here. Subscription services like Game Pass won't replace owning games, Xbox boss says. Bullshit. I call it bullshit right now. You can buy every game that's in Game Pass. While subscription services like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus have made games cheaper and more accessible for many players, they have also raised many concerns in the industry. The gaming scene is worried that the model will eventually replace owning games entirely, and they've acknowledged this. Tech for Gaming, or Check for Gamers, they have acknowledged this. Why? I feel like the way this is written, it's like, well, we never, it's like, I don't get why people think that way. It's like, you're joking, right? People have straight up said they want to replace it. And they straight up said you don't own the games. However, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer completely disagrees with the concerns. Ah, yes, because we all need to trust good old Phil Spencer. He has recently addressed the matter and clarified that Game Pass won't replace owning games for players. In fact, it might encourage them in a way. Is that so? Explain to me why this would encourage me. So the Xbox boss has ensured worry players that Game Pass will not force them to stop owning games in any capacity. Players who like a title on Game Pass can purchase it and keep it in their libraries forever. But why would you do that? If you have the Game Pass, which, how much is the Game Pass now? You're paying whatever the Game Pass is, and then you're probably paying for the full price. Like, no one's going to want to do that. Like, they'll just stick with the Game Pass, or they'll just get the game first time and not buy a Game Pass. During an interview with Xbox Era, Phil claimed that players who enjoy titles on Game Pass might like them so much that they buy them to keep them forever. He added that Xbox will not trap users who like owning games to the subscription base. Yeah, no, I do not believe you for a minute. I do not believe you. Many people have stated that they want you to go digital and that you don't even own digital games. Like, bullshit. Nor is the company trying to force Nintendo and PlayStation users to its platform. We're not doing it, guys. We promise. Here's the quote. You can buy every game that's in Game Pass. We're not trying to funnel everybody into one business model. Xbox wants to continue respecting people's libraries by bringing more features like Play Anywhere and backwards compatibility. Man, if frickin' PlayStation would have kept up with the backwards compatibility, they probably would be doing better than where they are at right now. Like, in terms of like companies, I think it's getting to the point where it's gonna be, if you're talking about console wars, it's gonna be Nintendo and PlayStation. I think Xbox is like just doing terrible. But then again, PlayStation isn't doing good either. And let's be real, at this point, consoles that people buy, like the PS5 and, down the road, your PS6 and your other ones and whatever, they're pretty much becoming a computer, which at that point, you might as well just build yourself a good computer. But, of course, as we know, ports to the computers always get shitted on because, people crack them and all that stuff. And it's like, and yet the modding community benefits us so much because they unbastardize a lot of games that get censored or, messed around with, or people just make better like HD textures and all that. Excuse me. On a side note, Phil also said in the same interview that Xbox will continue its focus on single-player games instead of chasing live service, which we can notice from the company's lineup of upcoming releases. As I'm yawning. Do you think these subscription services will decrease the number of players who want to own games, or is that too unrealistic a possibility? I think honestly we need to go back to, I don't even know if they do it anymore, but I think you just go back to you any game, any new game that comes out, you play the demo, and if you want to get the game, then you go and buy the game. Just like how movies do it. There's a trailer, the trailer captures you in, you want to watch the movie, there you go. It just seems like games don't really do demos that much anymore, but maybe I'm wrong. I know there's like beta testing and all that stuff. Where you got to sign up. I don't know. I just remember that being a big thing. Where there just felt like there was a lot more demos out there. So here's another Nintendo Switch article from Video Game Chronicle. So the Nintendo Switch game vouchers offer won't count for Switch 2 games, Nintendo says. So players can buy 2 first-party Switch games at a discounted price, but Switch 2 games won't be included. So Nintendo has stated that its Switch game vouchers promotion won't count when it comes to Switch 2 games. Nintendo started the game vouchers program in May of 2019, allowing players to buy a pair of Switch games at a cheaper combined price. Players buy a pair of 2 vouchers for $100 or 84 pounds, I think that's what that is, and can then redeem them from almost any full price first-party Switch game released over the course of the console's life, including pre-orders of upcoming titles such as Xenoblade Chronicles X, the definitive edition, which is probably not definitive. They probably censored it in some way, shape, or form. Because most first-party Switch games cost $60, 50 pounds with The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I actually still need to play that one, and the Echoes of Wisdom costing $70. Players can usually save around $20 by purchasing game vouchers instead of buying the games directly. However, Nintendo has now updated its Switch game voucher page to make it clear that when Switch 2 games start releasing, they won't be part of the game voucher deals. Well, of course, because they want that sweet, sweet money. Please note that Nintendo Switch game vouchers cannot be redeemed for Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games. A message on the page reads, hey, I'm playing that game, Mario and Luigi Brothership. Great game. Anyone who says, like, who bash on it are assholes and retarded. They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Pokemon. I need to continue my Pokemon playthrough, but I don't know when I should stop before it, gets bad. It's not entirely clear whether this decision has been made because Switch 2 games will be more expensive, because Nintendo doesn't see the need to incentivize Switch 2 software sales during its launch period, or that's a comma after expensive, or because Nintendo doesn't see the need to incentivize, or for some other reason. Nintendo has also announced today that as of next month, players will no longer be able to earn gold points, and we just read about that, on game purchases made through the Nintendo eShop as part of its My Nintendo program. It should be noted then that while the Switch game vouchers program will not be eligible for Switch 2 games, there appears to be no plans to end the current service for Switch games. There you pups go. All right, so this is pretty much kind of what I would say would be the main article that caught my interest. And that is Cynthia Erivo cast to play Jesus Christ in Hollywood Bowl's Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh boy. Well, just know that God will not be mocked. So, yeah, by all means, hire this weirdo. Cast this weirdo as Christ. Yeah, that's going to turn out well for her, I'm sure. Cynthia Erivo, known for her role as Elphaba in Wicked and for the melting down at fans over perceived slights, is once again at the center of controversy as she takes on the title role of Jesus Christ in a Hollywood Bowl's production of Jesus Christ Superstar this summer. So while Erivo seems thrilled about the casting, many Christians are not. Yeah, because it's retarded. They do this every time with Christians. Every time with Christians. If this was Islam, if this was Buddhism, if this was any other religion besides Christianity, these little fuckers wouldn't be doing this. But because it's Christians, they do it. Which just goes to show that, you know, to me, one of the many reasons why Christianity is indeed the truth of the world and truly the word of God. Because, yeah, no other religion gets hated on than Christianity. Some do. But notice how, you know, when it comes to mocking it, bastardizing it, perversing it, all that stuff, it's always Christianity. The Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice musical will run from August 1st to August 3rd at the venue, with Sergio Trujillo directing and choreography, and Stephen Orimas serving as musical director and conductor. Additional cast is yet to be announced, but Erivo's casting alone has sparked outrage among many believers who see this as a blatant disregard for their faith. And then Cynthia Erivo, who previously played Mary Magdalene in the all-female concept album Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh my gosh, she is risen. She didn't die, like, in terms of a resurrection. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know about that. Oh, this is insane. And this is funny too, because believe it or not, I actually enjoy Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was also done by Andrew Lloyd Webber, but it's not like Joseph was casted as a female, you know. If anything, the narrator, I saw different versions of it. I've seen the narrator of Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat being a woman or a man. Joseph, no. Oh my goodness. Will now take on the role of Jesus Christ, performing some of the musical's most powerful songs like Hosanna, The Last Supper, and Gethsemane. For many Christians, having their Messiah race swapped, gender swapped, and portrayed by an actress who is also in a same-sex relationship is deeply offensive. Yeah, it's sacrilegious. And, you know, again, if this was any other religion, they wouldn't be doing this. That's kind of, to me, like the biggest thing about this whole thing is just any other religion, they would not be doing this. But because it's Christianity, of course, like, knock at it. Now, there's many demonic plays happening, like, in Hollywood. Let's be real here. Like, that has been, like, infused with demonic powers for a very, very long time. So I'm not surprised by this. I haven't even seen Jesus Christ Superstar, and I honestly have no interest to see it either anytime soon. In a time when many feel that Hollywood is more focused on pushing controversial casting decisions than respecting culture and religious traditions, like when do they ever do? They claim they do, but they don't. Erivo's casting feels like another instance of prioritizing agendas over authenticity. The decision to gender swap Jesus Christ, a figure revered by billions, is viewed by many as a direct affront to their faith. Furthermore, Erivo's history of centering every project around her own identity only adds fuel to the fire. This is not the first time she's faced backlash. She recently sparked controversy when she harshly responded to a fan over a Wicked poster mishap, demonstrating a thin-skinned approach to any criticism. It wasn't really the poster. They purposely made it to look like the Broadway poster, and she got ass mad about it because something about, she made herself the victim, and I don't even remember what her reasoning was because it was so retarded. So now taking on the role of Jesus, she seems to be courting controversy rather than focusing on honoring the material and the audience it was originally created for. Many Christians are left asking, why does Hollywood insist on altering sacred figures to fit modern agendas? As a Christian myself, I'm not asking this. I know why they're doing this. Like, I know why they're doing this. Because Hollywood is infested with demonic powers and they absolutely hate Christianity. The liberal arts can be traced back to the sacred sciences of, like, you know, that that Cain talked to his son Enoch, and then Enoch went and perversed it and spread it around all over the world. This is what, like, Freemasons believe this, Illuminati, they're called the seven sacred sciences. This is where liberal arts come up. And this is all stemmed from fallen angels teaching people about this stuff. Now, for me, I think the powers behind everything wasn't as strong back in the day when it was obviously more conservative, but I mean, nowadays, oh yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, it's definitely gonna be playing in the end times too, like big into the end times. Anyway, the casting of Jesus Christ is not just another role. It is a depiction of a figure deeply integral to the Christian faith. Just, I'm looking forward to when Mel Gibson's, The Passion 2 Resurrection comes out. I'm interested to see that. Swapping both gender and race in this portrayal and casting someone whose personal lifestyle clashes with traditional Christian beliefs is seen by many as a deliberate provocation. Or provocation, I guess. Which I agree. And then Erivo may be excited, writing on Instagram, just a little busy this summer. Can't wait, but for many Christians, this announcement is not something to celebrate. With tensions already high over Hollywood's repeated disregard for faith-based audiences, this movie feels like yet another slap in the face. The question remains, when will Hollywood learn to respect its audience rather than alienate them with this controversial decision? Probably not until it burns to the ground. Unfortunately, probably not until like a Sodom and Gomorrah sort of situation happens. Again, it's probably not going to happen in terms of like when the end times start rolling and, all the craziness, days of Noah begins to start happening like prominently and stuff. I mean, let's be real. It's not going to stop until Christ himself comes back. And when he does, he's going to be very, very angry. And he's going to be murking a lot of people. Ooh, we have comments, though. Notice that Bunny with a keyboard. Notice that they only do things like this to Christianity. Yep, exactly what I said. Not to Judaism, Islam, or any other religion. Yep. What makes Christianity different from all other religions, such that evil people feel the need to mock and attempt to destroy it at every single turn? ? Evil people attacking Christianity is nothing new. It's been happening since John the Baptist. Almost like, because it seems like that's the truth, which it is. That's the reason why they attack it. Oh, look at that. Evil Bunny coming in hot. Has it occurred to you that maybe Christianity is the one true good religion, that's why evil hates it so much? Yep. Because any other religion is a demonic based or fallen angel based. And there are plenty of resources out there that you can look at to research this stuff. Bunny with a keyboard. Oh, hi. Oh, you like the name? Yeah. Because Christianities have just taken it for so long. If they want people to stop mocking them, then they need to hit back. Well, this is another misconception too. A lot of people think that because Christianity is called to be, you're supposed to be meek, that's a sign of weakness. That's actually not true. I do agree with what he's saying, but in terms of what he means by need to be hit back is very ambiguous. So you got to be careful with that one. The brewing sailor at the bowl. Well, when they're done dropping this turd, I do hope they remember to flush. Woo! Hairy Knuckles. I love reading some of the, I love reading the comments. I also like reading the people's names. Even with the realm of acting, there has to be some shred of of credibility. Jesus Christ was not a bald black woman with nose jewels. This is true. And that's another thing too. Like a lot of people like to say that Jesus Christ was black. No, like if anything, he was olive colored and had a tan because he was outside because he was a Ninevite. I believe Ham is the descendants, if we're basing it on scripture, that they went south to like Africa and stuff. So their skin was more that color. Christ himself was not. But they don't want you to know that too, also, by the way. They have to go like African black, and it's like, no, he wasn't that. not even close. Well, to not end on this retardedness, let's take a look at games that were released over the years. Hopping on over to Game Facts as we wrap up the show here. All right, so Game Facts. Oh my gosh, Wayne's World for Genesis. There you go. Oh gosh, that game. I haven't played it. I've seen footage. Oh brother, that's not good. Joe and Mac 2 Lost in the Tropics. Not sure about that one. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. 7, not sure. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter for PlayStation 2. Okay. Wait, there's a Pitfall The Lost Expedition. Apparently for GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. Also for the Game Boy Advance. There you go. Final Fantasy 4, The After Years. Cladoon, this is an RPG. I haven't heard that one. I still don't get like what GameFAQs means when they like bolden this. Was like this a bestseller or something? I never heard of like for this one. I never heard of this romance one for PC. Pokemon Shuffle 3, yes. Strider, is that the remake? Might have been the remake. Your Attack on Titan, Mario and Sonic at the Rio 26. That's really the full title of the name. Holy moly. Bayonetta and Vanquish. What is that, like a combo thing? Games I've heard of, but games I personally wouldn't say are big classics. But since we'll be gaming tomorrow, let's see what's in February. Oh gosh, Akari Warriors. Oh dear Lord. Wario's Woods. This is for February 19th, so tomorrow. Or maybe today, depending on where you are in the world. Blade of Darkness. Star Wars Starfighter. Dynasty Warriors 6. Blue Dragon Plus. I recently played the Blue Dragon, the 360 version. That game was really good. But I heard, unfortunately, like the Blue Dragon games kind of went downhill. Dead Rising Chop Till Drop. Apparently that was only in Japan. Star Ocean The Last Hope. Crisis 3. I still need to play Crisis 3. Ooh, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm sure we all enjoy the memes. Nano Machines, son. Yeah, some people didn't like that game. I actually really enjoyed it. And really you needed to you honestly just needed to separate like what you knew about Metal Gear Solid and just realize that that's not what it was going to be about. Go ahead and bring on in Moby Games, which is more of a all across the world. So this is February 18th. Wild Gunman. I'm surprised GameFAQs didn't list that, but Wild Gunman for Japan, for Nintendo. Simpson. Oh gosh, this Simpsons Bart's Nightmare. Sweden got that. Good job, Sweden. I mean, we all got it, but they got it that day. Mario Party E, Game Boy Advance version. Okay. Tenchu 4 Plus. I need to play the Tenchu series. Oh, Heavy Rain for the PS3 in Japan. Got your Resident Evil 5 Gold Edition for Japan. Will that get the remake like all the other Resident Evil games? Strider, like I said. Got your an Assassin's Creed Liberation and Freedom Cry bundle. Need for Speed. What was that? Company completes its acquisition of Codemaster. Apparently that's Electronic Arts in 2021. All right, so jump on over to the 19th real quick. Super Sidekicks, Neo Geo version for Japan. Like I said, Wario Woods we saw. Ooh, the Virtua Cop Special Pack for Japan, the Sega Saturn version. I like me a good rail shooter. I played Virtua Cop not too long ago. Pirates: The Legend of Black Cat, the PS2 version. I feel like I saw that like a while, like around. I was wondering. I feel like it's probably terrible. Chances are it is. The PS2 Japanese version of Final Fantasy X-2 International Plus Last Mission. Can it play Crisis, says Komanga? What do you... Can what play Crisis? There's different... I have the PC version, and I think like the 360 version. Heard about Marvel Rivals? I have. That it like let go a bunch of people. Yeah, we read about that earlier. Loki. And hello, by the way. Fortunately, we are winding down the stream. So just got in a tad too late. Midway Games announces that the company and its U.S. subsidiaries filed voluntary petitions in the U.S. bankruptcy court for the District of Delaware. There you go. That was apparently back in 2009. Alien vs. Predator, the Hunter Edition for Switzerland. And then there's another one for Russia, too. Crisis 3, we read that. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Tennis in the Face for the Blackberry. Right in the face. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Don't know what to tell you. Video game industry's falling apart at this point. Does everything just need to crash and burn? Probably. Foundation isn't stable anymore. Got to rebuild that foundation. I think some things are good, but a lot of stuff doesn't seem to be. Steins Gate Elite, the limited edition for the Nintendo Switch, Belgium, the Netherlands, and other. I really enjoyed the Steins Gate anime series. I know they were based on games. Maybe if I ever do like an anime gaming series or something, that'd be one to play. Alrighty. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully. Whoops, hit the wrong thing. It's cool. I'll see you at tomorrow's streams. Yes. Tomorrow, I think we're going to just go ahead and try to finish up Mario and Luigi Brothership because we are close to the end. And then we'll either continue Tomb Raider or start up Okami. I'll try to continue Tomb Raider. I got it. I don't know. I feel like I still need to recover from the last playings of Tomb Raider to get back into the Tomb Raider mood. But I was enjoying it so far, so we'll try that. Hopefully my headache's gone. It feel a lot better, but I'm like probably very tired. So probably be best to get a good night's sleep. But if you enjoyed the show, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We were on YouTube, Rumble, and X. Cool game list. Ah, yeah. I tried to. At the time Crisis was released, people needed a top of the line graphics card to get good performances. Yeah, I remember that. My friend really enjoyed Crisis. I did not have a good computer, but he was a computer guy. But anyway, yeah, we're going to leave it here for tonight. So you guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks again for hanging out with me. Turn on notifications to get notified when I go live. Help support the channel by leaving a thumbs up, pushing the algorithm, share with your friends and all that stuff, and hope to see you around. You guys have a good rest of your night. Take care and God bless, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.